Hey y'all, my name is Priscilla and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another poem for you. This one is from a work called Citizen Illegal, which is an Own Voices Mexican-American Chicano work by José Olivarez. This is a poetry collection that really is about all the multiple identities within Mexican Americans and the joy and the sorrow and the disambiguation, which is the title of this poem, with this identity and with living in the United States. And I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to share a poem with you today. This is in celebration of National Poetry Month, which takes place during April. The poem is titled Mexican American Disambiguation. My parents are Mexican, who are not to be confused with Mexican Americans or Chicanos. I am a Chicano from Chicago, which means I am a Mexican American with a fancy degree and a few tattoos. My parents are Mexican, who are not to be confused with Mexicans still living in Mexico. Those Mexicans call themselves Mexicanos. White folks at parties call them pobrecitos. American colleges call them international students and diverse. My mom was white in Mexico, and my dad was mestizo. And after they crossed the border, they became diverse, and minorities, and ethnic, and exotic. But my parents call themselves Mexicanos, who again should not be confused for Mexicanos living in Mexico. Those Mexicanos might call my family gringos, which is a word my family calls white folks. And white folks call my parents interracial. Colleges say, put them on a brochure. My parents say, ¿Qué significa esa palabra? I point out that all the men in my family marry lighter-skinned women. That's the Chicano in me, which means it's the fancy degrees in me, which is also diverse of me. Everything in me is diverse, even when I eat American foods like hamburgers, which to clarify are American when a white person eats them and diverse when my family eats them. So much of America can be understood like this. My parents are undocumented when they came to this country, and by undocumented I mean sin papeles, and by sin papeles I mean royally fucked, which should not be confused with the American dream, though the two are cousins. Colleges are not looking for undocumented diversity. My dad became a citizen, which should not be confused with keys to the house. We were safe from deportation, which should not be confused with walking the plank. Though they're cousins. I call that sociology, but that is just the Chicano in me, who should not be confused with the diversity in me or the Mexicano in me, who is constantly fighting with the upwardly mobile in me, who is good friends with the Mexican American in me, who the colleges love, but only on brochures, who the government calls non-white, Hispanic, or white Hispanic, who my parents call mijo, even when I don't come home so much. So that poem, I think, really is able to capture so much of the experience of being a Mexican American in the United States, because there never really is a one identity. There is never really a this or that. There's more like and, or, if, then, why. You know, there's a lot of other questions that comes with any identity. And I feel like particularly with Mexicans or Mexican Americans or Hispanics or Latinos or Latinxes, there's a lot more entitled to each of these terms than just the term, than just white folks have with white. So I really enjoy this poem and what he is trying to say in terms of all of these ties to these words and these identities and the experiences tied to them and the struggles tied to them. And I wanted to share with you today. If anything struck you with this poem, if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. But that is all I have for this video today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.